I'm John Pollard. I'm the leader of Cornwall Council, but most importantly, I'm the divisional member for Hale North.
My name's Steph McWilliam and I'm the councillor for the Liner division, which is 3 parishes of Lincolnhorn, South Hill and St Eve.
My name is Andrew Long and I represent the Callington division.
I'm Joyce Duffin and I represent Mount Hawke and Portreath.
I'm Bob Edgerton. I'm the member for Probus, Tregony and Grandpound division.
My name is Sue Nicholas and I'm the elected councillor for the Marazion and Paranuthno division, which also includes St Michael's Mount.
When I stood for the first time, I think what it was that made me want to do it was we were looking at getting a new park in our village, and I wanted to be involved in trying to get to represent people's views from the area and make sure that lots of people were listened to and that we would come up with a scheme that was wanted in the village. A lot of people realise that council's generally made up of older males, and I thought if I don't put myself forward as a younger female, then I can't really have a moan.
It all dates back to the late 1990s in a pub. Basically, I'm sitting there with all my friends thinking, oh, that's rubbish, I could do better than that. What are they doing? And in the end I thought, rather than sit there and criticising, the best thing to do is actually go out there and do something. So I became a councillor in 1999 and I've been a councillor ever since.
If I'm honest, for the number of times that I wondered why Cornwall Council was making the decisions it was, thinking, I wouldn't be supporting that, I wouldn't be agreeing to that, why are they doing that? So I thought, well, stop moaning about it and what other people are doing and put yourself forward and see.
Well, I'd been interested in politics most of my life, in local politics and national politics, but never actually done anything actively until probably late middle age. Then I became involved in local politics as a sort of helper of a party in Plymouth and become keener on doing things. Stood for council once or twice, unsuccessfully. Then in 2009, when the new Unitary Council was forming, I thought this was a great opportunity to get involved, and I stood then as an independent, and I was fortunate enough to be elected in 2009 and re-elected in 2013.
This is the second time I've been elected to council, and I originally stood for council because I had been a district councillor when they were dissolved and the Unitary Authority came into being. Prior to that, I'd been a parish councillor and chairman of parish councils. So it was about carrying on the community work that I was doing and following it through. And I think it's good to be able to pay back and give something back to the communities that you work in and live in.
I became a Cornwall councillor because I wanted to make a difference. I've been a town councillor since 1982 and hopefully I had some impact upon the town of Hale. But with the coming of the Unitary Authority, there was a huge opportunity to play a part Cornwall-wide. And it was that excitement of doing something for Cornwall which led me to stand.
Well, I mean, there is no typical day. It's not like a proper job where you get things you've got to do and you've got to turn up at an office between certain hours. There will be some set hours which are focused around council meetings, but that probably only takes up about a third of my time. 2/3 of it is much more dealing in the local area, dealing with residents, dealing with parish councils, dealing with groups in the area, either because they've approached me or because I've got projects in the local area which I think will be worth taking forward. So I will meet people, I will do research, I will go out and see organisations. But the hours are very sort of hit and miss, and some days I can be busy from first thing in the morning to last thing at night, then other days I can take a day off. It just depends where the work is and when it is.
The more responsibilities you take on at the council, so I have been a committee chairman and I am now a cabinet member, it does take up more time and financially there is a better reward for it, but it does take up a lot more time. If you choose not to have responsibilities, then it is more of a part-time role, and I found especially for me, because meetings start at 10 o'clock at County Hall, I can take the children to school before I come in. And I know for members that live further away that, you know, they need that travelling time. If you're a councillor in Looe or Saltash, it takes a lot longer to come into Truro and go back out again. But for me, it works really well fitting in with the family, because I can take them to school in the morning. I feel like I'm still a mum. And then I can go into work. A lot of the work is done on emails, so I can choose when I want to work from home on my laptop. So, you know, I can be at home, do dinner for the children, do bedtime, and then either go out for a parish council meeting or another meeting in the evening, or I can stay at home and work on the laptop. So it is fairly flexible. And as a parent, looking after children in the holidays, it is more flexible. You can decide that you're not going to go in for certain days. You can do a few more days once the children are back at school. So it is a more flexible job that you can sort of fit your hours around to suit your lifestyle.
I mean, I suppose the difference between this and a normal job is that instead of having one boss to answer to, you've got 3,000 bosses to answer to, which are the people who may vote for you or vote for somebody else at the next election. So you've got to be conscious of what their needs, what their aspirations are, but recognise that they're all different, and on any issue, opinion is usually split.
It's the fact that people don't realise the role and the scope of being a county councillor or a unitary councillor, because you're not just looking at the local issues and dealing with the local issues, but you're also dealing with strategic issues, so that affects the whole of the county and not just the area that you're representing.
The wide range of information that we have to deal with as a Cornwall councillor, I think most people in Cornwall are surprised at what we do as Cornwall Council compared with what the government do, for example. So it's having to have a basic knowledge of a wide range of aspects of everyday people's lives.
The privilege of representing my own community, of being able to speak on behalf of Hale, and Hale North particularly, and making that difference to the whole of Cornwall. So it is a privilege. It is an honour, I think, to be elected as a councillor for Cornwall, but also it's a huge opportunity to make things better.
When you get something done, when something's achieved that you've been working on for quite a while. We had some affordable housing, kind of like a development in Marazion put together, and the day that I went up there to look around there with the developers, the people that had built it, was to see the people, the young families who actually had got a house for the first time. And I thought the look on their faces and the way that they were so excited about having a house really makes that kind of area worthwhile.
If you really care about your community and you want to give something back, that's why most of us go into it. Really, we feel that perhaps life has dealt us a pretty good hand. We've been fortunate, and a lot of people are nowhere near as fortunate and need help. And that's where councils and council services can come in. So if you feel that you can commit some time and you want to help your local community, it's a very good way of doing it.
What you need to have is to care about Cornwall and care about the people of Cornwall. That is the be-all and end-all of what you need to be a councillor. It's putting Cornwall first.
Understand, what being a Cornwall councillor means. Have that passion and desire for your community. Be aware of what the community is asking you to do, and be prepared to spend a lot of time doing it. But if you can do those 4 things, then it's extremely rewarding.
If you are younger, if you are working, don't be put off, because to have a representative council, we need people of all ages and all stages of life to apply. You don't have to be brilliant, you don't have to have any professional qualifications. You can be on committees where you feel comfortable, where you feel that you can make a contribution. You can hold down a job and be a councillor, because you would focus more on your casework and less on the corporate side. but that's what we need. So if you care about your local community and you want to help make it better, nothing else really matters. Everything else can be accommodated.
I think if people are thinking about it, they should start thinking about it seriously, start to do some groundwork now, but if in doubt, give it a go. Put yourself forward. The more people who put themselves forward, the better it is for democracy and the better result it's likely to be in terms of the councillors who are on the council next year.
Definitely give it a go. It's so interesting. You really get to know your community. You can get involved in a lot of things. It's brilliant to be able, when people come to you and say, oh, can you help me? I'm a bit stuck with this, and you can, and you get it resolved. It's a really lovely feeling.
I would say just do it. You'd be surprised what you can achieve. Some of us work very long hours at it. You don't have to do that as long as you provide the service that you can for the people of your community. But it's very easy to sit there and say what's going wrong. The best thing is to come in, join the council and start putting things right.